Bitter criticism night. The same news from 3 days ago. um, it happens. We have no news, no new news. But the thing is, there's a lot of news I have no read. There's a lot of news I didn't read it, so it doesn't matter if the news are so old, but I have to read it because of, I don't know. I don't have to, but it's interesting to read more news. Like, look, I didn't read this news. Currency and financial system stability are priority. PBOC governor. What? PBOC governor. What's that? CGTN. CGTN from China, the newsletter from government. And we have no journalists here. Nobody did this. It was artificial intelligence from China. This is Yi Gang, governor of People's Bank of China, PBOC, People's Bank of China, attends the 2023 annual conference of China Society for Finance and Banking in Beijing. April 4 was 2 days ago. Well, it's not so old news, isn't it? Maintaining currency value stability and financial stability are two top priorities of the People's Bank of China. PBOC, Yi Gang, governor of the PBOC, said on Thursday. Just wait a second. I'm gonna put some glasses. So. Just like that. I think these yellow goggles, they say this is for work or for driving. Well, this is good for reading too because of the yellow color block the blue light, I guess. I feel better reading with yellow goggles. I have another, but this is even more yellow. At the 2023 annual conference of China Society for Finance and Banking in Beijing, Xi pointed out that currency value stability includes price stability and exchange rate stability. I don't understand almost nothing about banking and financial, but you can do good business, I guess. You can buy, I don't know, debts, states debts. Like I will listen Ricosta Pimenta from PCO, and I will listen this from Juliane Furno from PT in Brazil too. They say that if you buy Brazil state debt, public debt, you will make money. And this was another journalist from Brazil also, Joaquim Carvalho, that says that it will be a great business to buy Petrobras assets from, I don't know, 6 years ago. Well, this, I don't know, business. If you like politics, you'll understand something about economics, and you will, I don't know, if you don't have how to say pudor, how to say, anyway, if you don't care about people, if you don't care about your people, your country, you will make good business. Well, Yi noted that maintaining the currency value at a responsible equilibrium can provide strong endorsement to the pursuit of the Chinese path to modernization. The PBOC has been prudent in adjusting interest rates, aiming to keep real interest rate slightly below potential growth rate, he added. He also stressed that the central bank must maintain financial stability, adding that the country's macroeconomic indicators, such as interest rate, exchange rate, and employment rate, are relatively coordinated, which can prevent systemic financial risks to a large extent. Stable currency value and financial system can promote full employment and economic growth, Yi said. Well, I don't know why I choose this news. This is a news about nothing, you know. CGTN is also not so good. I missed some poison in this news in particular. Then we have another look, price, and we have the author here. Price stability versus financial stability. This is from William H. Buiter. I will read it. Will read too. Well, this is interesting. This is the first article from CGTN that they say the name from the journalist, from the writer. Why? Who knows? Are they listening? The U.S. Federal Reserve in Washington. This is the photograph. DC, US, December 2, 2022. Xinhua. I will learn. I forgot the name of Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin is great. Xinhua. Editor's note: William H. Buiter is a former chief economist at Citibank, former member of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of England, and an independent economic advisor. The article reflects the author's opinion and not necessarily the views of CGTN. See, that's why, because it's some article the CGTN, but you know, I'm really interested in this because why CGTN don't say the name of the author of the article, you know. That will be fundamental, I guess. This is fundamental because you can read the guy and you can search more about the guy, you know, and who knows. If you, it's like static interest, you know, like the other guy from the Russia Today, American Journal, something like that. That his style varies, you know, and sometimes I think sometimes he do it right, and sometimes don't, and you can, I don't know, you can comment for him to know, you know. When a market liquidity and or funding liquidity crisis occurs at a moment when inflation is above target, tension between the objectives of central banks, price stability and financial stability is inevitable. In such cases, I believe that financial stability must come first, because it is a precondition for the effective pursuit of price stability. But this does not mean that the central bank should cease or suspend its anti-inflationary policies when threatened with a banking crisis or similar systemic stability risk. The conflict between the objectives of price stability and financial stability should be manageable by using the central bank's policy rate to target inflation and by using the size and composition of its balance sheet as a macroprudential policy tool to target financial stability. Credible communication is essential to achieve both objectives, I guess. Well, I don't know why I'm reading it from financial. I don't really care about this. And there's more. If you do buy some assets, some I don't even know the right name. You will have to read a lot of news like this, and you will have no life. You know, you'll have to, if you like the subject, it's okay, but you have the risk of losing money. You know, you maybe will lose your money, and so you will have to read a lot of this, and you will never know too that there's a lot of financial crimes, you know, like Enron. I don't know, the people financial people do a lot of crimes and stole a lot of money. They will just rob your money. That's it. Financial stability is in a large advanced economy is not materially impacted by a 50 basis point increase in the risk-free short nominal rate of interest. It is impacted by the interrelated liquidity and credit risk premia in the vanishing would-be purchasers and lenders in illiquid financial markets. When credit rationing rules the roost, the banks of England got this right last year. Got this right last year when, during a period of monetary policy tightening brought on by Prime Minister Liz Truss incoherent policies, it engaged in contemporary purchases on long-dated UK government bonds and postponed quantitative tightening through asset purchase facility gilt sales. I get nothing from this. I really don't know about, I don't know, taxes and everything. You know, when this is a comment non-related to nothing about all this news, but when I talk a lot in English, I have I don't know, saliva from here. I have my mouth sweat. I don't know. I have saliva coming from here, from the side of the mouth. I guess this I'm not doing this right, isn't it? I'm opening too much my mouth, I guess. I don't know. The asset purchases, which lasted from September 28 until October 14, were needed to counter material dysfunctionality in the longer dated gilt markets. Gilt market was that at its first monetary policy committee meeting following the purchases on November 3rd, the Bank BOE signaled its continued commitment to the inflation target by raising the policy rate by 75 BPS from 2.25% to 3%. Two further 50 BPS rate hikes followed on December 15 and February 2nd. The prudential nature of its temporary asset purchases would have been even clearer clearer if they have been sterilized, sterili- sterilized, sterilized, sterilized. Sorry. The European Central Bank also got it right this month when it raised its policy rate by 50 bps, despite the financial kerfuffle that had blown over from the United States following the insolvency of Silicon Valley Bank, SVB. Headline: HECP harmonized the index of consumer prices. Inflation in February was 80.5%, with the core HECP inflation rate, which strips out volatile energy and food prices, at 5.6%. The ECB addressed the financial stability concerns by stating that its policy toolkit is fully equipped to provide liquidity support to the euro area financial system if needed, and to preserve the smooth transmission of monetary policy. Moreover, the transmission protection instrument is available to counter unwarranted, disorderly market dynamics that pose a serious threat to the transmission of monetary policy across all euro area countries. I don't know if I continue reading because I don't get nothing about banks and financial. What will the Federal Reserve do at its upcoming meeting? I believe that the financial stability concerns following the missive of CVB and Signature Bank were addressed effectively by ensuring that all deposits in these two badly managed institutions will be made whole. De facto, this means that all deposits in US banks are henceforth insured. This no doubt contributes to moral hazard because incompetent and reckless bank management will not be punished through a loss of informed depositors, but it is the unavoidable price of ruling out the systemic threat posed by bank runs. Moral hazard has contained by letting the banks go bust and exposing the shareholders and unsecured creditors, and presumably even secured creditors if the losses are large enough, to whatever the bank's mismanagement costs. Well, it's over, I guess. No, it's not over. Well, this is here we have a photo of the logo of Silicon Valley Bank seen outside the service center in San Francisco, March 19. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna read everything. I guess I'm not. No, I'm not, because there's a better news here. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna read about finance ever again, because it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't understand that. Anyway, economy CGTN. This is from 3 days ago. China's inflation. That's an interesting news for me because I have no idea how it is to live in China. I have no idea how is the domestic market of China. And here we have a news from the China government talking about China's inflation. That's very interesting. China's inflation, currency to remain stable in 2023. Well, maybe that's a lie. Bitter criticism, you know what? Because this is the China newsletter, and they are saying that the inflation will be stable, So this is probably all about full of lies here. To remain stable, PBOC, People Bank of China. Yeah, that's it. PBOC. China's interest rates will remain within an appropriate range, inflation will remain under control, and the exchange rate of the currency will stay stable, according to the People's Bank of China, PBOC, on Friday. The monetary policy will remain stable this year, China's central bank governor Ji Gang said in a news conference addressing monetary policy on Friday. Ji said cuts to the reverse requirement ratio is still an effective way for the PBOC to provide long-term liquidity. Price stability is the basis of the stable currency, he said. Meanwhile, PBOC Deputy Governor Liu Guoqiang, I like Mandarin, said the central bank will adjust monetary policy at the appropriate time. Inflation is also expected to stay mild in 2023 and the overall inflation pressure is manageable, he added. Commenting on the property market, Deputy Governor Pen Gongsheng sorry, but I like Mandarin. Pen Gongsheng said China will promote a new development model in the property sector. He said fears of a bubble within China's housing industry has been curbed thanks to measures to support the industry. Pan said China will push forward the transformation of the property sector and continue to uphold the principle that housing is for living in, not for speculation. I like it. But as he's telling this about China, I'm sorry about that, because I thought that China has doesn't have this problem, isn't it? Because it's should be a communist country, isn't it? This is a problem of, I don't know, a capitalist problem. The housing speculation. The increase of household deposits is due to reduced consumption during the COVID-19 pandemic and low-risk appetite is making investment, Liu said. As the economy improves, confidence is in consumption and investment is expected to rebound. Well, all these news are not so interesting, I guess. I guess I just read this. Currency and financial system stability are priority, PBOC governor. I don't know if I'm gonna read this, but I guess I just read this. I don't know why this is. And China's inflation to moderate in 2022. PBOC head or governor, isn't it? Well, I guess I'm gonna read this. The inflation. Ji Han, governor of the People's Bank of China, PBOC, speaks at the Bank of Thailand, BOT, and the Bank for International Settlements, BEC, BES. It's not E, it's how not to say BIS. Conference via video, September 2. Oh, this is from, I don't know, the photo is too old. It's from 2 years ago. Something like that, 4 months ago. China's inflation forecast for next year is in the moderate range. Its central bank head Ji Gang said on Friday in a video speech at a conference jointly held by the Bank of Thailand (BOT) and the Bank of the International Settlements (BIS). Many emerging markets and low-income countries have seen pressures of local currency depreciation, capital outflows, and inflation at the same time. He said, noting that central banks are faced with the delicate balancing act of fighting inflation and keeping the economy growing at the same time. China's CPI stands around 2% now. CPI, what's that? CPI. Partly thanks to grain harvests and stable energy prices, and it is expected to maintain in a moderate range in 2023, he said. Due to the impact of COVID and other factors, China's growth rate is lower than expected, 3.9% in the third quarter. Therefore, authorities have stepped up the implementation of a accommodative monetary policy to help with economic recovery and maximize employment, he said. Looking forward, he added, the advanced economies and the emerging economies should better collaborate on macroeconomic policies. Well, this don't say nothing. Maybe I'm too. Maybe I don't know. I forgot the word again. Maybe I'm used to read journalism with poison, with flavor, isn't it? Because all these news from CGTN are too, I don't know, they have no taste of nothing, isn't it? Anyway, we'll keep reading, keep trying to understand something about the economy. But you know, all this news of economies, news from economy from China on CGTN, this looks like propaganda. This is Chinese propaganda, you know. They will not criticize anything. So they keep saying, oh, everything will be fine. Everything, I don't know, the economy will be great. The inflation will be low. Understand? So there's not criticism here. Well, I don't know. I will keep reading. I will read just one more. Economy. This is from a long time ago. Look, at 28 January. This is from 3 months ago. I don't know why I'm gonna read it. I don't gonna read this because saying about inflation, I just say what I think about that. This is probably propaganda. I know. I'm gonna read everything about Hainan because I want to move to Hainan because it's the tropical island in China. I'm gonna go there. I wanna go there and sing the ABBA song, Tropical Love Land. Yeah. Video. This is a video. What not? Companies drowned by upcoming independent customs operations in Hainan. Oh no, I just read this. Oh yeah. No, this is over. Yeah, I just read everything. I just read everything, and now we only have Russia Today news. We're gonna read Russia Today news. Look, EU country cracks down on Russian media. Estonia has banned more than 50 websites used to watch Russian TV channels. Well, Estonia is pretty close to Russia, isn't it? And we have a photo from Tallinn, Estonia. Well, I'm sorry for Estonia has blocked access to 53 websites that were used to watch banned Russian TV channels. The Baltic countries' Customer Protection and Technical Regulatory Authority (TTJA) said on Wednesday. The regulator added that the crackdown was conducted in accordance with the EU sanctions on Russian media. The TGN Director General Kristi Talving cited a poll commissioned by the Estonian government, which found that the trust of Russian channels has fallen from 40 to 18%. Based on these numbers, we can say that the work of protect the Estonian information space has been effective, Talvin said. Nearly 40% of people living in Estonia speak Russian, according to the official census. The country has had a sizable Russian minority from the time that it was part of the Soviet Union. The EU banned the broadcasting of content from multiple Russian news organizations, including RT, in response to Moscow's military operation in Ukraine, which has launched in February 2022. The EU's top diplomat, Josep Borrell, accused the news outlets of spreading disinformation. Estonia separately banned 6 Russian TV channels in February 2022. Next month, TTGA blacklisted 7 outlets, including Channel 1 and news agency TASS. The Russian Foreign Ministry has described the ban on the country's new organizations in the EU as an act of censorship aimed at purging the information space on the presence of any media that is an alternative to Western media. Hey, yeah, I'm sorry for Estonia. I'm glad I'm not there. Yeah, right now, this very day, I'm glad not to be in Europe in general, because all this is happening is censorship. I could not see this news in Estonia or in Finland, I guess. Maybe these countries, this Baltic country, are a little bit worse than the other countries, isn't it? They're like Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. That's it. Well, another news. And now I have some news from Russia Today. So this is again against Britain. I don't know, but maybe Britain is a bad country, isn't it? Maybe Britain deserves this bad treatment. Look, thousands of British pubs facing financial ruin. Media. High energy costs have been blamed for staggering closure rates since last year. Thousands of pubs in the UK may be forced to shut down this year due to soaring gas prices, the Daily Mail has reported. More than 1,000 pubs closed in the UK in 2022, including 485 in the first 6 months of the year and another 554 between July and December, a staggering rate of 21 per week. The Mail reported on Sunday, citing figures from customer organization the Campaign for Real Ale, CAMRA. The British pub industry has hit hard by COVID related restrictions in 2020 and 2021. Last year saw gas prices skyrocket amid the economic fallout from the Ukraine conflict and sanctions against Russia, which has a major European gas supplier. Some pubs have reported a tripling of their monthly electricity bills, with one owner being charged a whopping 2,000 libras, which is almost $3,000 for just 10 days worth of energy, the Daily Mail reported. The figures comes as the UK government energy bill relief scheme, which has capped energy costs, come to an on Friday. A new plan providing discounts of high energy bills to non-domestic energy users has now come into force and will run for a year. The initiative is aimed at helping businesses that were locked into energy contracts when the prices were at their highest. Wholesale energy prices have started falling in recent months and have now gone back to levels just before the start of the conflict in Ukraine. However, according to the government, the reductions may not have been passed on to businesses. The Federation of Small Businesses has dismissed the measures, claiming they won't help business owners pay their bills. Sky News reported last week. CAMRA estimates that some 6,000 small independent pubs are facing financial ruin. CAMRA member and beer shop owner Dave Hayward claimed to the Daily Mail that the industry has months left. After that, we are going to see an absolute bloodbath. Anyway, I cannot say from when are these news, but it's like 3 or and most 4 days ago. But tomorrow I will read fresh news. Do you remember that I was saying that will we have deputy for, I don't know, for the new constitution election here? Well, this election will be in a month, the next month, not tomorrow. I was tripping, you know. Well, we have this news from Trump's arrest. This is from Russia Today. This is I guess 2 days ago. Trump's arrest. What we know so far. The former U.S. president has been arraigned in New York on 34 criminal charges, making a potentially dark new chapter in U.S. politics. And we have the photo here. Former President Donald Trump arrives to speak at his Mar-a-Lago state hours after being arraigned in New York City Thursday, April 4, 3 days ago. Donald Trump made history on Thursday as the first former U.S. president to be arrested on criminal charges. The ex-reality TV star traveled to New York City to plead not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business record. What happened? The 76-year-old Trump surrendered for arrest at a courthouse in Lower Manhattan after a grand jury voted last week to indict him for allegedly falsifying business records, records, yeah, falsifying business records. After being fingerprinted, he was ushered into the courtroom for arraignment by Judge Juan Merchan. Flanked by his lawyers and showing little emotion, he firmly answered not guilty when asked how he pleaded. Trump has then released it, and he ignored questions from reporters as he left the courthouse. He has brought in and out of a building through a door out of view from protesters who were confined to a park across the street. Trump reportedly flew back to his home at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, where he was expected to deliver remarks to supporters on Tuesday night. What happened next? Trump's next court hearing is scheduled for December 4th, where Merchan may rule on legal motions in the case. For instance, Trump's lawyers will almost certainly file a motion to dismiss the case. It's not clear whether the former president will have to attend the next hearing. Well, I don't really care about Trump. I just read this news from Shell. I guess I'm gonna read this news from TikTok. Despite I don't care about TikTok. But the interesting thing about this news is that this is Russia Today news from about TikTok, which is Chinese. So let's see what happens between Russia and China. Not directly, but TikTok, TikTok-like. U.S. efforts to ban TikTok are pure projection by the world's biggest spy power. Yeah, that's interesting. Washington is used to controlling the planet's top tech companies and doesn't want anyone to threaten its surveillance domination. Yeah, I want to send this news to my teacher because he don't like TikTok because it's Chinese, but I'm gonna read it again just for her. Look, Washington is used to controlling the planet's top tech companies and doesn't want anyone to threaten its surveillance domination. Yeah, teacher, if you have any cell phone which is not a Huawei, if you have, I don't know, Facebook, I have bad news because the US control. Well, I guess people choose who will controls them, isn't it? Well, people trust the US. I don't. I have reasons to. I have some accumulation of experiences and I will tell you that it's not a good. I don't know. It's not a good sheriff. Anyway. By Timur Fomenko, a political analyst. We have the TikTok CEO Xiao Shu during the House Energy and Commerce Committee. That's a photo. As the United States contemplates a possible ban on TikTok, it's relentlessly accused Beijing of using the popular Chinese-owned social media application as a means of espionage, claiming the Communist Party has access to user data. Ironically, Washington itself is known to be doing exactly what the US politicians are accusing China of doing, using the unique advantage of having jurisdictions over the world's top internet companies. The US has given itself the right to look into the private communications of foreign citizens anywhere in the world. Combine that data sharing between intelligence agency of the US and its allies, and you get the most comprehensive espionage regime in the world. That's absolutely true. I will tell you, when I was living in Brazil, I'm pretty sure that like the FBI from the Brazil, they knew everything that I was talking on Facebook. They knew everything, like things that I didn't publish publicly, you know. They knew it, and they take my Facebook profile away just because I was against the Michel Temer, the coup d'état on Dilma Rousseff. I was against that, and they blocked me. That's terrible, because I was one more trying to publishing thing against it, you know. I will read this news the next time. Well, that's it. It's terrible. Facebook is terrible, and that's it. Oh, sorry, the light. And that is just like I tell you. I was living in Brazil, and I had 5,000 friends from Brazil, and we were fighting against the coup d'état, and then just like that, the Facebook Mark Zuckerberg, they block us with no reason, you know. So the coup d'état comes. I guess we couldn't do anything against that, but we were trying, and we got blocked just because of politics.